Hey.
Hey, can you
Oh,
see me? All
yes, I do.
right, so forgive me in advance.
What?
I'm eating. It took me a little bit longer to make my dinner, and I was like, well, I didn't want to make you wait longer.
Oh, it's okay. Now you gonna make me hungry. What you eating?
I made homemade chicken fried rice.
Ooh,
You want to see? Let me see if you can see it.
I sure do. You know I do. Oh, you got an egg roll and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yes. Oh, we need to be able to teleport a plate through this thing.
Right? I'm gonna
Now,
figure out one day how to do airlift delivery.
when they get that together, but I did see a little video today of somebody getting their food delivered to them by a robot in California.
See, I think I might feel some type of way about that.
It was just rolling on the sidewalk. It knew where it was gonna go, where it was supposed to stop at, and it just delivers it. It looked like a basket just run amok.
I think somebody trying to take my stuff.
And the man was just running next to it. The man was running next to it, like filming it and recording it. I'm like, now that's creepy looking.
Right. I would have so many questions. But well, hey girl, hey.
You look cute.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
I do have on one of the outfits that I did the videos in.
Mm-hmm.
So I am gonna add this to the site. It's the black queen one. Can you see?
Oh, that is
with the
cute.
And it got like these red like biker shorts.
Okay.
So I gotta work on that video and trying to just do a little bit more with the business than just posting, stuff. So
right.
We'll see.
But I like that you at least don't just look at stuff and just put it on the site. Like the fact that you actually wear it and try it out. So what you felt like having it on, what does it feel like?
So, you never really know what you're going to get when you order it, right? Because it's just a picture. So this one, it looks exactly how it feels. So like it's like this almost, I call it biker short material or like jersey fit.
Okay.
But it stretches really good. It's a good fit. When the shirt stretches, it's not like the rhinestones pop off or anything. So I like it. It's a cute, like casual, everyday type of outfit. If I was gonna run to the grocery store or the dollar store or whatever, I could put this on and still not feel like I've been in the house for 3 years.
Right. I was just thinking, like, look, I'll be in that all day because if I have to go to Publix real quick or go run
exactly
ice, then I can, I'll be ready to go.
So I like this one a lot. The other pieces, I am gonna put those videos together and probably post them tomorrow. It was interesting. So the purple dress is one I really, really liked. I like the material, but it is super fitted. Okay. And because, I'm still kind of going through this weight loss journey of mine, it wasn't as, it didn't feel as good on me as I know it probably will look on others. But I think that might be just a mental thing because when I look at the video, it doesn't look bad, but I can tell my stomach stick out more than I probably wanted to and things like that. But overall, all 4 outfits, I probably am going to add them to the site. Like I really, really like them.
Okay. Was the purple one the one with the ruche?
Yes, the ruching everywhere.
Okay.
Which again, like even though it looks really fitted, and I'll kind of talk about it in the video, but it's still stretched like really, really good. Okay. So it's just a matter of the individual person, how they want it to fit, how they want it to look. Like Esther would probably kill that outfit, that dress, like, but it was still a good fit, a good material. That's kind of my big thing, right? Because I've been in business for so long and I've gone through different manufacturers. And at the beginning, there was times where I would add something to the site, unseen. And then I would have purchased all of this stuff and then find out that it's not sized correctly, or really don't look like the picture, or material is really bad. Which that's always a problem for me, because like you can have a cute print on there all you want to, but if the material is horrible, then that don't, that almost defeats the purpose, and it devalues the item. So like even if I bought it for, let's just say $20 an item per item, I can't justify selling it for 45 or 50 because the material is so thin. You know what I mean? So like that's why I really had to start kind of buying stuff on my own, looking at it first, because if not, I get stuck with a bunch of inventory I can't push. Then I'm giving stuff away because nobody wants it, because it is bad, poorly made or something like that. So that's why I was like, I gotta stop. I gotta start really, paying attention.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like I've never run into that with your items. They're always really good quality. Some things I was looking back over in my closet because I'm like, okay, we coming into a new season. But at the same time, I may have to recycle some things.
Oh yeah.
From last season. So I'm looking, and I pulled a lot of the Stallion Curves to the front of my closet because I'm like, okay, I can see that I'm going to be wearing these over again, because sometimes even just having your clothes sitting for a period of time, when you pull them back out again, like stuff you may have not worn since winter. Looking at them again, it's like it's faded and just don't look as fresh or whatever, but they do. They're really good quality. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, I because here's the thing, especially being plus size, you have to care about the items that you have, because our stuff, let's just keep it 100, it get worn out, right? Because we're stretching it different ways and all of that type of stuff. So you want to make sure you have something that's gonna last. And I think a lot of business owners sometimes don't really consider that. They're either considering like a quick sale, or oh, this was cute, but not thinking about how long it's gonna last. And if you buy something from someone and it lasts for a week, you're probably not gonna shop with them again, because you're gonna think all of their items are like that. That's my thought process anyway. So that's why I try to make sure that I really think through what I'm getting. One of the things I do struggle with is the seasons. So being down here in Florida, it's always hot. We have maybe 1 week of winter. So trying to keep that in mind, that the rest of the country probably has 4 seasons. We have like 2. We got spring and summer. That's really about it. So
that's it.
Trying to remember that my customer base isn't just in Florida. So I have to make sure I have those styles that match those seasons.
That's true.
That's been hard, but I think I've gotten a little bit better. Just trying to, maneuver, but I think I'm gonna get there one day. But I think too is I just like clothes. So I've never been a person of the season. I might have a jacket or a sweater if it gets cold. But I'm always wear what I want to wear. Like if I want to wear all black in the middle of the summer, I'm gonna wear all black in the middle of the summer, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I try to keep that type of stuff, in mind.
Down here in Florida, we like to have the idea of the seasons. We don't really want to dress for the seasons, but we want the, so give us some cute leggings during the winter.
There you go.
Some
and leggings,
tops. Throw some scarves.
We may throw on some jeans. We may even pull out like some boots or something, but it ain't gonna be like, it's really just because we want to be cute.
Yep.
We want to be cute in them leggings we just bought. So
yep.
No, so I definitely know.
Yeah. Well, so I do. So what's up? What you got going on?
Girl, so it's a little bit of everything. I was supposed to do a live sale, but with my day job, it went a little over. And then, one of the things I keep saying is if I'm going to do a live sale, I want to have it set up and prepared. I want to have all the items lined up that I know I'm going to present. So I'm not sitting here digging through stuff like, oh, I'm gonna show them this, you know. Right. And I had every intention when I woke up this morning to try to get up, go get the stuff done. Just kind of was moving a little slow. And then my work day just got away from me. I was supposed to get off like right at 5. So then I was like, okay, if I get off at 5, I have time to go get set up. I didn't log off the computer until almost 5:45. And I was like, okay, I can't, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get this organized and situated. So I'm gonna try to do one this weekend, but I am gonna like take some time to really try to set up and make sure that I have it, you know, presented the way I want to. But as far as anything else, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I have a special running on the site for the month of August. And I try to do different things because I get it too, you know, people are still kind of coming back from the pandemic. People are probably just now returning to work. School is coming up. Right. So I try to keep those type of things in mind. So I do like to try to offer a regular discount or free shipping. Right now I'm actually doing both. I do have, we're supposed to be going to Atlanta soon for that event. So I'm actually really excited about that one because then that's something I'm just going as a guest to actually enjoy versus having to work. You know, I just had the fashion show. I had a fashion show just in Atlanta. And it's like, it's just, you know, a lot of work goes into those fashion shows from, you know, getting your travel taken care of, yours, wherever you're gonna stay, whether you're at a friend's house or a hotel. But then at the same time, packing all of this stuff to take it up there. You know, you always want to kind of overpack because you never know what your models that, you know, your model might be a size 1X today, but by the time you get up there, they might be a little 2X's or something. So you always want to make sure you got extra items. So a lot goes into just packing and planning, you know, trying to coordinate that. And so it's nice to be able to just go to an event and represent Style Your Curves, but don't necessarily have to be a part of the event. To be able to kind of be there. So I'm really excited. And then there's some things that I won't get into the details yet, but I do have some plans for 2023. So hopefully I can start that planning over the next couple weeks because I want it to be a surprise and I want it to be epic. Like I want it to be something that people aren't always used to and something that people want to come back for more. So just trying to kind of extend beyond my online store. So that's kind of future. One thing, and the last thing is I am gonna start kind of like a video blog, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I guess it kind of turns into vlogging, but basically just kind of like the day in the life of an entrepreneur who still has a full-time job, who's still you know, a single mom, and you know, still trying to just maintain. Because I think, and I know other people may have done it, but I feel like the people that have done it kind of have money already. I don't have it like that. So I think people assume because you own your own business that you just out here living la vida loco, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm not. I am still working. I still have my same bills, my same responsibilities. You know, and I think it'll be interesting to see. And then I think it makes me aware of what I'm doing, how I'm spending my time, because I always be like, oh, I don't have enough time for this, that, and the third. The reality is I probably do. But you really don't pay attention to it until you start looking. Kind of like I had looked at my my bank account and I realized how much I spent on like Uber Eats. But I'm sitting here like, I ain't got no money. Well, Shakira, you got a freezer full of food. And you keep spending all this money on Uber Eats. That's why you don't have no money, because you want to eat out every night. So it's like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, well, Shakira, what are you doing with yourself? Like, what am I doing? What, you know, and it's not like I go out and party. I'm not that type of person. I do have people over from time to time, but for the most part, I'm working in a Style Your Curves.
Yeah.
You know, I have my other brand, Body, that's coming along, but you know, in order to really be able to focus, I just feel like that'll just be another insight that I think people will find interesting. I guess entertaining.
Yeah.
Interesting and entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
I think so. Because people do kind of feel like there's a wall up between the business and the business owner.
Right.
And so, some people want to peek behind that curtain, peek behind that wall. And then some people do like to have the mystery remain or whatever. But, there will be some people that will be pleasantly surprised at like how normal, how normal everything is. I feel like that's what I want to do too, is just like show that, it's like not anything that mysterious about what goes on with business. Because I think you do a good job at managing your time, considering you have a full-time job,
right,
and running a business, and have a child. A lot of people cannot do that because they don't realize how much it takes just of your time sporadically all over the place. It's no set this and then I clock out.
Always. No, it's not. And I think that's the other thing too. People are like, oh, you own your own business, you chilling. I'm really not. So you think about it, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. Being an entrepreneur is almost like having two full-time jobs, because you are constantly in this is mine mode, right? You're constantly thinking about whether it's social media. So you're thinking about, what am I going to post? How often am I going to post? What content do I want to create? Do I want to share? And then you think about, okay, well, what events am I going to do? Should I do a pop-up shop? Should I, create ads, or, how do I get the word out? What do you do? Because at the end of the day, this is yours. So you have to be able to, you have to figure that out. Versus when you're working for somebody else, they're just telling you what to do. So I'll tell anybody, it's probably easier to have a job than to be an entrepreneur.
It is.
Because I get up, I log on, do my job, log off. But what makes it different for me today is I wake up, let's say about 5, 6 in the morning. I'm on my phone, on my laptop, dealing with my business, right? Because now I also know I have to be online by 9 o'clock to my job. So from 5 till about 9, I am trying to create content. I'm reading emails, responding to customers, trying to fulfill some orders, looking at the design of my website. Do it look good today? And then I get up, go to the job, but then throughout the job or throughout the day, my phone is going off. I have customers calling or texting. I have my manufacturers reaching out for whatever reason. I got email notifications coming in. And by the way, you do have this other brand over here. You probably want to get an email or something out for them. Right. All the while, I'm trying to do my 9 to 5. And then by the time I get off, I'm back on my phone, on my laptop, trying to figure out about tomorrow, next week, looking at my marketing budget. What's my revenue like? Am I making any revenue? Let's say that.
That's
I think that's probably like one of the biggest things that people miss. They assume because you have your own business, you're making money. I'll tell anybody right now, you probably won't make a real profit to where you feel good until you are like 5+ years. And mind you, I'm on year 5 and I'm still kind of, you know what I mean? I want to get my business to where it is very profitable, to where I can, quit my 9 to 5. But right now, that's not the case. And while Style Your Curves is making money, it's in a place of kind of self-support, self-sufficiency, meaning I make enough to pay the bills of the company, but I'm not bringing home any extra money. So it's a work in progress. And that's kind of why I'm like, I have to change my approach on what do I want to present to the world, right? A lot of times we look at some of these bigger brands and all you see is them posting and they're just advertising and they're doing great. Well, they're also extremely well established, and they got a different bucket of money that they can just do that and just push in everybody's face. Whereas us as small businesses, it's a different type of response to our customer base. We have to be more personable. We have to be more realistic, where other big brands, again, that have money, they can kind of sit and be behind their brand without needing to do TikTok or social media or live.
Yeah, they hiring people to do that.
Right.
Things. Yep, because that's the thing about it. It's so many hats you have to wear.
Yes.
All day long. Like from the very beginning, when I get up in the morning, my mind is on my business. It's on what do I got to do to feel good about myself when I lay down tonight. I don't feel good about myself if I've gone through this day and I know my work ethic. And I know when I don't hit that mark and I haven't done the things that I know I need to do. And it took me a while to even get there, because I would kind of just be going aimlessly, like, what do I do next? For a long time, I sat in that, like, okay, I did this because I only knew what I saw. And what I've learned is what I've learned just by going through the motions. So I don't know, even now, I feel more determined to develop a system.
Because there's no book out there. There's no template on being an entrepreneur, because even though, everybody seems to be selling the same thing, what attracts somebody to your brand versus the next will never be the same thing. So you have to create your own lane. And there's the basics and the fundamentals, right? Talk about what programs you can use to create your content, or, what software, what systems, whatever. But to have that, to develop that connection with your customers, there's no blueprint for that. There's no blueprint for what makes a great magazine, what makes a great brand. It's whatever you put into it. And you have to be able to say, well, what's the next thing? And it's always trial and error. Like I really hate when people be like, oh no, you can just do these 5 things and you'll be successful. That is not true, people.
It is not.
That is not true.
It is not.
It is not true at all.
It is. I wish. Oh my God.
And people make it seem like, oh no, these are the top 5 or the top 10 things to be a successful boutique owner. And it's like, I've done all of those and more, and I'm just average right now. So,
and that surprised me too, when you was telling me about that master class and how people were making all of that money. Like, I get so impressed when I'm in those groups and I'm seeing those people pulling that revenue a month, but then to find out they're spending X amount of dollars in the ads and things like that. That was heartbreaking a little bit for me.
Ooh, child. Listen, I think that was the hardest thing for me to grasp. And no knock against them. What they teach, I think, is valuable. And I think you can put it into practice. But once you realize how much money you have to spend on ads, especially Facebook ads, and how much inventory you may have to buy up front, you end up breaking even. And it may look good on paper that, oh, I just made $15,000 this month, but you had to spend almost $14,000 to get that.
So that is okay for somebody that has been looking at revenue, sales as the goal. You know what I mean? That's very disappointing to find that out. And I want to talk about social media for a minute, because
let's talk about it, child.
I'm feeling like I have actually totally switched gears.
Okay.
I still do a lot on social media, but I've gone back to kind of like the brick and mortar of sales calls, and just going back to my sales roots of really connecting with people, because I feel like now when you look at it socially, it doesn't even make sense. Just be out here screaming out things that you have going on, and you don't really have a captive audience.
Right.
And it's just falling into this sea of everybody screaming out different things, and it's like, okay, I have to figure this out in another way.
Right.
So I've really gone back to even privately, although they shut me down today. They shut me down on Facebook today. I can't react. Something popped up. I can't react to people or something. I say, it made me frustrated.
I've gotten blocked on Facebook for the oddest things. They've gotten so bad with these bots identifying that you may have said something wrong because they're just looking for keywords. I didn't realize that was happening until it happened to me, and somebody was like, well, that's why you see all these folks spelling things wrong, because they're trying to outsmart the bots without, taking away their social media or saying forget it. And Facebook and Instagram, all the social media platforms, while I think on one hand they want to create this this environment for people to come and express themselves, but it's still a business. So they still got to make sure they don't get sued. They don't, they're still making a profit. They still got to make sure that you are investing into their business, right? Yeah. And that's why, like with the Facebook ads, it's a hit and miss. I'm not gonna sit here and say it doesn't work, but you have to like really, really understand the algorithms, the interests, how to attract people, what you need to post in order for people to gravitate to it.
But
it's so much. I feel like you do. So this is why I say this.
Okay.
So one of the things that they talk about in this class that I was taking was about interest, right? And I didn't think that was a big deal until they said, hey, when you see an ad on Facebook, there's 3 dots at the right-hand corner. If you click on that, there's an option that says, why am I seeing this ad? You click on it and it's going to tell you what bucket of interest you fall into that made this ad appear to you. So I started doing that. And because I've shown interest at some point in beauty, health, engaged shoppers, clothing, women clothing, hip hop, just the things that I do, I like.
Right.
It's because of that it's showing up on my news feed.
Okay.
So I did a test with my own ads, and I chose interests that are not in my interest list to see if it was still going to pop up, because I posted it, so why wouldn't it pop up, right?
Right.
I didn't see my ad the entire time it was running. It never popped up in my own personal news feed because I didn't have it set for the interest that I show.
Right.
In my little bucket. You also can tell by because this class did tell me, like, if you're going to run an ad based on interest, separate the interest. So some people will put all their interest in one ad, like 10 of them. So what they would say is run 10 separate ads with one interest each, so you can determine which interest is generating the most leads.
Gotcha.
Did that. I was able to see, hey, this particular interest is reaching 10,000 people, where this other one only reached 100. Right. I can tell by, while this interest reached 10,000 people, only 1,000 people clicked on the link.
Right.
Whereas this other interest may have only reached 100 people, but 99 out of 100 clicked on the link.
Right.
And this is what I found so mind-boggling, was the one that wasn't getting the many hits is the one I was making the sales on. So I was pushing all of this money
right
to this larger group of interest, where it was 10,000 people or 10,000, it hit 10,000 leads, didn't get one sale, but let's just say I spent $100 on that ad. This other one, it only reached 100 people, but I made 6 orders. I made 6 sales, and I had only spent $30. So it is about identifying who is that group of people who is going to buy. It don't matter how many people your ad reached, because just because they saw it doesn't mean they're buying it. Maybe they saw it and they didn't like what you had. Right. Maybe they didn't like what the picture looked like.
Yeah. When I look at certain social medias, I just was getting very frustrated because I got into TikTok. And it was running really good. I could tell that the algorithm was very open. And I told you about that second TikTok I started.
Right.
And what I did differently with that one was leave out all of my contacts. Because I just didn't want the same people. Right. And all of my stuff go back to the same people again. And it's like, you already not liking and paying attention on this page. Now, I noticed a big difference with that. They still encourage me to sync them contacts. And I have no, every day. Like, no, I will not sync them, because now I feel like I'm seeing people outside of my circle. Got it. With Facebook, even when I was seeing certain ads, I'm glad you let me know about the interest, because I could tell that people were running ads and seeing their own ads, and it was just repopulating in the same community. And I said, well, why would I purchase them? Because the last time I did that, I could see it. And it's like, obviously you're in my community if I'm seeing it. Just populate randomly. I should not see my own stuff populating with me. It should be going out. So exactly. Sometimes I just feel like it's circling the bottom of the toilet, just circling there.
And a lot of times it is. And that's why I say, if you don't understand it, and when I say understand it, I'm talking about spending hours, you're not going to crack it. I don't care what anybody says, because even when I was doing this class, and like I said, it's nothing bad about what they're doing, because they're teaching you exactly how it works, but you have to be dedicated. Like, you have to be able to spend hours analyzing data, hours analyzing your interest. And unfortunately, being a small business and having my own job, I don't have the hours. So that's why it's like, but this can't be the only way to generate leads. This can't be the only way to generate interest. So that's why I think, reels on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok is big. I really want to try to figure out Twitter. I want to.
I was responding to you on that today. You did not respond back.
I saw them all, though. I promise I did. I'm gonna get back to all of them. Get back. I am, but it's like, it's weird too, because that, like, with Twitter, they always talk about using hashtags. I try to use those. I try to use
that. Does not
popular ones. I don't think it matters.
It does not matter.
I got people that pop up in my feed on Twitter that I have no interest in seeing.
Right.
So there's like no rhyme or reason to what you see.
It's not.
So I just haven't figured out the whole Twitter thing yet.
I think you have to post directly to Twitter from Twitter, because I think my success has not been great on Twitter, because I just share it to Twitter. Okay. They really want you to be on their platforms. They want you to spend that time. They don't want you just sharing, because I recognize that if I just share it, a YouTube video from YouTube, instead of copying and pasting the link directly, it doesn't go as far.
Really?
Also, if you comment, make a post with a video or something, and the more you write, I see, they just want you more engaged because it's a social media platform. And so I forget that, and I'll just be thinking, oh, I'm sharing it, so I'm good. But it's going to 5 people. You can see it's like 2 people reached.
Right.
It's not even being pushed, because within a certain amount of time, if no one's interacted with it, it's moving slower and slower through the algorithm. So it's like, I spend a lot of time all day on social media.
Yeah.
Going back and forth through several different platforms. The bulk of my day and my writing time is social media.
And see, and I just feel like it shouldn't be.
It should not. And I have to intentionally change it. Like, I actually wrote about 3 blog posts today. Because I was like, I have to just spend more time writing. I cannot I want to show what I'm writing about.
Right.
But I can't spend all day showing it. I have to spend some time doing
Actually doing it, yeah.
Yeah. It's
I think what it kills me is that when you go on social media, there's all these social media gurus. And they're like, oh, you got to post 5 to 7 times a day. Who got time to post 5 to 7 times a day? Like, for real.
With several platforms.
Right.
Because you can't just post on one.
And that's hard. Just trying to even remember to put, like, oh, let's put this in the stories, because people are on the story, they're not on the news feeds, or let me do the reels now, because more people are watching reels than they're watching your news feed or your pictures. And it's like, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And it's
gonna be more. They're not gonna stop. It's gonna be the next thing that you're gonna have to learn. And so I just said, you know what? I have to get back to my roots and get out and really get out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And connect back with people. And I can't spend the amount of time for it to look good for social media doing that.
Right.
That's another thing I had to cut out, which is why it's like, I don't have time to do all of that, because that's not who I am. This is who I am.
That's correct. And that's the problem, right? Because you really think about it, social media alone has created this persona. It was already out, really, if you think about before social media, it was really out there in the magazines of what beauty is supposed to be.
Right.
You didn't have the internet to tell you, but now it's everywhere, all in your face. And it's like I had put on some makeup earlier just to do some videos. I was so ready to take that stuff off my face. I'll never knock anybody for doing it, because I think makeup is an art. There's some people that are really, really talented. But if that's not me, then you need to just accept Shakira, because I can't give you that.
Right.
Walking in heels. I don't walk in heels.
Come on, somebody.
You know what I'm saying? I don't walk in heels.
Like, it's the flats all day.
It's
my favorite flats. It's not even switching it up. It's my favorite flats. Y'all know them. Y'all seen them. That's it for me.